an increasingly interconnected world, effective communication can set you apart in any field you find yourself. So, in today's episode of my program, season 2, episode 2 of We Need to Talk with Lydia, we are going to be exploring the critical role of public speaking and writing skill in career success. And to help me discuss that, I have a very talented writer, a public speaker, and also the best debater for Frabe College this year, 2024, at the Mass Communication Department. He's also a final year student and is the CEO of Salone Writer. And his name is Mohamed Dauda Kamara, normally known as MDK. Hi, and welcome to my podcast.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, I'm so happy to have you here
I
today.
know.
Yes. So before we go into the discussion, we are going for a short break and we'll be right back.
Welcome to NewtonGroup.sl, dealer in phone accessories, plasmas, iPad, and many more. Located at 60B Godrich, Freetown. They offer free delivery within Freetown, Bo, Kenema, and Makeni. Explore their wide range of products, including power banks, smart TVs, Android phones, and various ring lights, all brand new and affordably priced. Don't miss out on your kids' learning tablet for just 2,800 leones. It features 256 GB storage, 6 GB RAM, dual SIM, and a 10.1-inch screen, perfect for learning. For adults, they also have a versatile tablet at 3,500 leone with 512 GB storage, 8 GB RAM, a wireless keyboard, and much more. It's ideal for both work and play. For more information, contact them on their Facebook page, NewtonGroup.sl, or on their WhatsApp contact +232 77 97 60 76. Get your tech today.
Hi, welcome back to my podcast. We Need to Talk with Lydia, season 2, episode 2. So now, is public speaking and writing skill essential for success in career in today's world? That's the first question I will ask you.
Yeah, honestly, it is. It's something you cannot escape. It's a skill you must earn. It's a skill you must hone, and it's a skill that you must polish. It's not something that a lot of people think that they don't need, and I think you don't. Nobody is born a speaker. You learn how to be a good speaker, and you improve. You practice. You don't wake up one morning and you think you are a good speaker. I mean, it's something you have to work on. It's something that you have to polish, and it's a skill. I remember growing up, most times I have always been passionate about public speaking, and I mean, sometimes I could remember standing in front of the mirror practicing, and sometimes I could speak to myself, and it felt like I was going mad, but because I just needed to be better at what I loved, at what I was doing, and I needed to be, if not the best, to be among the best. Yes, and public speaking is that kind of a skill that when you have it, it pushes you to being able to achieve a lot of things, and it gives you that kind of a reputation that where others cannot stand and speak, and you have the guts to. Yes, so sometimes where there are a lot of people, maybe there are people who can shy away, and that is when you stand out. And public speaking, most of the greatest leaders in the world, like Nelson Mandela, we talk about the Kwame Nkrumah, we talk about people like Barack Obama. They use public speaking to pass on their message. Public speaking is one skill that they use to be able to go to where they are. For instance, in the United States of America, if you are a poor speaker, it is very difficult to rule America. It's a requirement. So which means that you need to know how to talk to people, and you need to get the confidence. And I think I know why most people are afraid of public speaking.
Yeah, coming to that, knowing why so many people are shy. You know, we grow up in a society wherein we find ourselves we are always told, when coming up in schools, me na science man,
Yeah,
which
I
I
know.
need public
I know.
speaking for. People are always like that. We made it like it's only the people who are in the
Exactly.
arts. The
Yeah.
arts, they
Yeah.
are only the ones responsible
Exactly.
for public speaking, and when it comes to good writing skills, we've grown up with this idea and this mentality. Most adults, people in universities, they are shy away from public
Yeah.
speaking
Yeah.
and writing skills, because they will tell you that as long as it's not a arts business,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a communicator, I'm not, they're always like, it's none of my business. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm a doctor, I mean, I'm an engineer, what do I have to do with
Yeah.
public speaking? So it came from the start. I think the origin, our
Yeah, exactly.
society
Yeah,
is
but
the main problem.
I think that is changing. Things are evolving. A lot of people, especially students, are finding the need to build their public speaking skills, to build their writing skills, and everyone is practicing now. Everyone wants to be a good public speaker. It's no longer about those days when you think if you're a science student, you don't need public speaking. It's no longer those days when you are a commercial student and you think you don't need public speaking, or you think you don't need to be a better writer, because the world is such where you need those skills to be able, just like communication skills, you need them to be able to thrive in the world. You need them. So I think a lot of people are going more and more into
So
these skills
what
and
are
all.
some of the ways we can work on our public speaking? Because some people also are like, speakers are born. Some people will say that, but I believe I believe there are
I
ways.
don't-
I mean, there are skills. I mean, there are ways we
yeah,
can nurture it,
yeah,
because normal public speaking comes with a lot of rights.
yeah. A
Like,
lot of things.
no
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
how, sometimes no matter how good you are, that moment when you on stage or you before camera, you feel that
Yeah,
way.
it happens. It's
Yeah, and
natural.
and some I can remember some time back in our department, we had a presentation and
Yeah.
all, and there was this particular group, the lady will go for present. The moment they called that lady out to come and present, as she stood before us, she started
Oh my
crying.
gosh.
She was nerving and crying. So
Yeah.
it's like public speaking has a lot of
Yeah.
spirit when it comes to
Yes.
it. So
Yes.
what are some
It
of the
does.
ways that helped you to like
To be
so
able
to
to,
be
yeah,
able to
yeah.
to overcome? What are some of the ways?
I think one of the things you should always build as a good public speaker, or if you want to be a good public speaker, is to practice, is to do research.
All right.
Let's say you have to do a presentation. The reason why people cannot master glossophobia is because they cannot practice, and because they also do not have self-esteem. They think they cannot do it. There is nothing you cannot do. And the only way you think you can do what you can do is when you practice. So you have to put yourself through the process to practice. Let's say you have to do a presentation, and then you wake up just one morning, you don't read the presentation, and then of course you have to be in a position where you feel like you are less prepared. And because you think you are less prepared, you cannot give your best, and that is where the fear comes in. And again, too, some people think that if they speak, they will laugh at them, and they think that they may say the most insensible things. But I don't think that,
Criticism is
yeah,
part of
it's
public
part of it.
speaking.
Yeah,
You have to first acknowledge the
exactly.
fact that there is a tendency for me to do a
A
mistake.
mistake, yeah.
And it's okay for people to laugh. And it's my
Exactly.
responsibility to make sure I correct it,
Yeah,
so that it
exactly.
will not happen next time.
And one thing I know as a public speaker growing up, I have learned is that when I stand in front of people to speak, no matter how educated they are, and no matter how less educated I think I am, but the fact that I am standing in front of them that moment to speak, I think I know more than them. So that is where I get my strength.
Wow.
That is where I get my authority.
That's very powerful.
So that is what every good speaker earns. The power, the audacity to command the audience to listen to you. No matter how noisy they are, when you come to that stage, you should be able to command them to listen to you. But that depends on the techniques. It depends on certain skills, like your introduction. You should be really good. How you start your speech. Some people may start with stories, and some people may start with questions, rhetorical questions, statistics, and all of that.
Some kind of motivational
quotes and all.
Yeah.
I remember winning last year. I won the FBC business pitching with just a story. That was my first entrepreneurship competition I had been into. And I didn't even know how the thing was done. I just believed that I am a good public speaker, and then I did some few research to know what are the criteria to do business pitching, and I developed a story. The idea of that was how Salone Writers was born.
All right.
Yes. So I woke up like the competition was yesterday, and they told me, like the competition will be tomorrow, and this night they told me like the competition will be tomorrow. That was when I sat down and wrote a few story and I memorized a story, and the story centered around everything that has to do with my business idea.
So this has to do with creativity as well.
Yes,
Being a good public
you have to be
speaker,
creative.
you have
Yeah,
to be really
yeah,
creative.
you have to be.
Imagine you find yourself in a situation and you're asked to speak on something you don't really have much knowledge on.
That's where the creativity comes.
Yes, and you have to be doing a lot of
Yeah,
research, just
yeah.
like you said,
Yes.
practicing and practicing.
You have to learn. You have to push yourself to learn a lot.
I think our generation, we are lazy.
Yeah, but
we have a limited mind. We don't push ourselves to think
that is right.
much.
That is right. And I think again, we don't make time for ourselves. We don't invest in ourselves.
Yeah.
You understand? But because if I have my phone, if I can chat with people for 1 hour, I should be able to use my phone to do research and study something for 1 hour.
Or you read an article for 1 hour.
Yes, and I think that's the problem. Most people are not even afraid. They don't even know about the trending issues. The only trending issues they know is these are things that are doing with things that may not even add to them. You know,
Yeah.
and but those skills, when you do a research, I remember when I joined the Sierra Leone Debating Council for the very first time when I went for training. I'd actually been a very good speaker before I joined them,
Right.
but I needed to improve more, and I needed to work on my confidence at the time. And I felt like even though I'm a good speaker, but there were some things that I needed to work on. So there is this impromptu, this one skill that can train you as a good public speaker, impromptu. So they'll give you a topic and they'll give you like 1 minute and then you start. So I remember the topic that they gave me was who killed Forabi College.
Who killed
Forabi College? That was the topic. I was like, If Forabi College, you're human being. But then the creativity comes in.
Yeah.
That is where the critical thinking comes in, the composure comes in, to be able to look at this topic and say, you know what, let me frame it in a way that's suiting to the topic. Sometimes they're not actually asking that Forabi College is a human being.
Yeah.
But they're looking at the things that have gone wrong.
Things that have gone wrong.
Exactly. That was what the topic was about.
So you can present it in a way that will tell the story
of
how Forabi College has reduced or lost some of its qualities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I was like, And I remember Dibonia was there because Dibonia has seen me. Dibonia was my senior at the time when I joined the Sierra Leone Debating Council.
All right.
Yes, not just at Forabi College at the time. He was really my senior. But he had known at the time that I was a public speaker.
Okay.
And then he was like, this guy is a public speaker. Give him a bigger topic. I said, like, given this topic that you have given me, I'm not even Sabi, it's myself. But it went well. And that was how I got my name at the council. And they identified me as a good public speaker. And for trainings, they could call me even when sometimes I want to dodge trainings. They will call me, MDK, are you not coming? Please come for the training. And I used to go. And it paid off.
All right.
It really did.
All right, that's very amazing. A pretty good motivational story for those who want to be good public speakers. So let's say in Sierra Leone, like for example, if somebody if you don't want to PK can say, I don't want to turn doctor, I don't want to turn lawyer, I just want to be a public speaker. Like the thing around, you understand? People will be like what?
Is it public speaking a profession?
Is it a profession?
Or a career?
Is it a career? Will I get money from it?
Yes.
So these are all things I think we should be talking about. I don't know.
It's a career for me. I think it's a career.
Speaking a career. Do we get paid? Do we get money from being a good public speaker? Or is it for just capacity building?
If I tell you one thing. Most of the connections or maybe the places I had been to or have gone to, all of these places, Manolaipa and two public speaking.
Public speaking. Wow.
Let me be honest with you. I mean, I got to a recycling hub through public speaking. I got to a community. There was this organization I was working for. It was also through public speaking.
Wow.
I got to Pan African Student Voice Radio through public speaking. Two two skills that I don't joke with in my life, and I think that's what God blessed me with. Most times there's this argument, and people will say if you're a good public speaker, you cannot be a good writer.
No.
I always argue that it's a big lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
It's a
Although
big lie.
there are people that
Yes.
have their
Yes.
strength in writing, and there are others they have good strength in oral. But there is never a way you can talk well and you cannot write.
It is not
because
possible.
most of the time, what you
Exactly.
were thinking here is what you will ink.
Exactly.
So it goes together. Just that if they can say you can master one, which is you do it at your best, that is okay. But there is no way you can be a good public speaker and you don't have good writing skills.
But I think for me, the trajectory of that notion, I think that if you're a public speaker, you cannot be a good writer. I think it's something I like all my life. I love to challenge things. I've grown up challenging things. Now that kind of way, if you talk, say I know they do this, I'm not kind of a person like I do now being. I'm just stubborn, especially when it comes to something that I know this is good.
Because I was safe now.
No, honestly, I mean, like, it's just the reality about my life. When you say like this person, like I know able to do this, now that's I made it for the one now for say like when you underestimate
MDK, I'm taking notes. Anyway, you know what? Let's go for a short break, and we'll be right back to continue this conversation.
Welcome to NewtonGroup.sl, dealer in phone accessories, plasmas, iPad, and many more. Located at 60B Godrich, Freetown. They offer free delivery within Freetown, Bo, Kamara, and Makeni. Explore their wide range of products, including power banks, smart TVs, Android phones, and various ring lights, all brand new and affordably priced. Don't miss out on your kids' learning tablet for just 2,800 leones. It features 256 GB storage, 6 GB RAM, dual SIM, and a 10.1-inch screen. Perfect for learning. For adults, they also have a versatile tablet at 3,500 leone with 512 GB storage, 8 GB RAM, a wireless keyboard, and much more. It's ideal for both work and play. For more information, contact them on their Facebook page, NewtonGroup.sl, or on their WhatsApp contact +232 77 97 60 76. Get your tech today.
Hello, welcome back. This is your podcast. We need to talk with Lydia. So, going for the MDK, now we are going to discuss about the writing skills. Is writing skills also essential in career success in today's world? Because when we talk about writing skills, so many people they are shy from writing. Some people, as you say, write for me this, do for me this. They don't disappear. Is it that we don't take it so important? People just go to the university, they just go to school, they write because of they are being forced. We don't take it important. Is it that it's not necessary in career success? It will not help us to grow and to be successful people. I mean, I don't need to have a good writing skill if I have a very big office and I'm being paid. Is it like that?
Yeah, I think writing is one of the ways we used to tell stories. And if we want people to read our stories, we need to write. And the reason why Africans, we cannot tell our own stories is because we don't write. So we let the white man come and tell our own story. So because they tell our own stories, they influence our mind and how we think. So in essence, writing is important. It is significant. It is something we cannot escape. And you don't have to be born a writer. You write, you learn to write. And because there is a saying that goes that you become better by writing. You can never be a better writer. Even if you were born to be a better writer or you love writing, if you don't write, you cannot be a better writer.
Yeah.
It is only when you write, for instance, if you write something and you close this, you go and come, you read it again, you improve, and then you say, okay, I have to do this and do that. That is how you improve.
Like waking fast and for writing.
Exactly.
So there's this saying a friend of mine was saying one time. It say where you want hide knowledge, but people then put it inside book.
That's just the thing about us.
Where you want hide knowledge, put it inside book. You know, we are so limited in knowledge because we don't want to read, we don't want to write.
Yeah.
You know, because reading also goes
in fact,
with
writing. You cannot be a better writer if you don't read.
Yeah. You have to read. You learn
exactly.
from other writers so that you can know how you can do yours. You can't say you are for an instance, you are a poet and you don't read other stories, other poetry stories, poems of other people. So I think
you don't appreciate other people's work.
Exactly.
And that's a problem.
Especially in Sierra Leone.
Yeah, that's a problem.
We don't appreciate other people, their work.
And there's this bad energy that people brings in when you are trying to write. Maybe you are trying to improve in your writing skills, and some people will be like, "You write, so you need to like Nadiana used to write." But I mean, I just have this belief that
so
that is why again this takes us to where I always tell people. If your dream or whatever you are doing does not have to make sense to people, but if it makes sense to you and it makes you happy, is what you think is good for you, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to prove a point to anybody why you are doing what you are doing. As far as you know what you are doing is good and you know what you are doing.
Please note that's coming from MDK.
And you know what you are doing is very essential to your career. Keep on it.
For me, personally, writing is the best way I express my feelings.
The same thing to me.
And my thoughts.
The same thing to
me.
No
matter how I'm bothered about a situation, no matter how I'm not okay, I need send voice notes. Can't send 5 minutes, 10 minutes voice notes. Man, I'll type it for you. I'll write it. And when I'm a writer, I'll try and make use of my adjectives, my conjunctions, everything. So that when you read it, that's how I twist my face. You dey feel am.
Yeah.
You know, say I twist my face so I write this side. Yeah. That's how they work cry. You don't know say I really waiting. So I think people should just like try to make it part of them. Like learn to write.
I think writing
and
for
express yourself. And again, I don't cut you off. You know, it is becoming so serious that even in our normal life when we chat, people don't like to write again.
Yeah, and if you feel annoying.
Yeah, when if you type like long one, you try for like waiting, spell words them. It make some man not even waiting for. Now make we get forget the generation that we don't know how to spell words.
Yeah.
And we don't know how to construct good sentences.
And the generation
we are in it right now.
Generation.
There are few people you could have a very strong, constructive, and good conversation with, spelling words completely in the right way.
Yeah,
there are few people.
Yeah.
I know sometimes we want to like cut words short and all, but the fact that we are normalizing, not building up good sentences when we chat, when we do things, it's becoming unbecoming.
It's
and it's even affecting people, academic students and all. Some man go sit exam, write Creole.
Exactly.
Because we don't normalize for always put Creole in we chat.
Exactly.
Me, personally, in my house, I speak English now. When
I do
most people were used to me, they go tell that I can never have a conversation with you and there is no English mixed in it. Or we can never chat.
I can tell that.
You know, right? Or we can never chat and you see me just being so careless with my words. It can only happen if it's something really, really, really fun or something that it's not so serious. But in my normal lifestyle, I've tried so much not to normalize chatting carelessly. Because these are some of the ways we are spoiling our words, our English, our nouns, our pronouns.
Somebody go and speak English, you say like, you say like. So
Now we spell words based on how we pronounce
yeah,
them. We've
exactly.
forgotten about the correct spellings. So it's really a serious thing.
It's true.
So what can you say to people who are becoming writers? You know, they see what writers though, but it's this, that, waiting writer. What can you say to them?
I love the fact that young people in particular
Want to write.
And I love the fact that young people have realized that writing is a career. And I even love the fact that they are pushing themselves to be better writers. But what I'm not happy about is the fact that we are not getting ourselves to compete with Nigerians. We are not getting ourselves to compete with South Africans. We are not getting ourselves to compete with Ugandans. We are not getting ourselves to compete with Ghanaian writers. They are best writers. When you go online and you see the Commonwealth short story prize, you see the Afritondo short story prize, you barely see Sierra Leoneans on their short list because we don't participate. It's not like we don't have creative writers, or it's not like we don't have writers. We have these writers, and that is the gap I wish to bridge with salon writers. Yes, that is the gap. I'm using my organization, my platform, to ensure that I give equal opportunity to every writer, young emerging writers, to encourage them to find a need that this is their craft. Therefore, they should polish it, and it's something that they should work on. That platform, we don't have it. For instance, I want to ensure that if I'm able to reach that peak, whereas, for instance, writers who cannot afford to have their work published,
you can publish it.
I can publish by a percentage. For instance,
you have
it's not going to be 70. Let's say you have a book and you have an anthology. You are working as a young emerging writer. We go into a contract. We sign a contract, maybe certain years. Okay. Out of that contract, it's going to be a 70-30%, or rather 70-40. I mean, let's say 60-40%. Now, 60% goes to my company. The 40% goes to you from the sales of the book. Now, why the 60% is coming to, in fact, it's like I'm not making exactly, and I'm not even making profits.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to take out my expenditure from what I have invested in the publication of the book, marketing and all of that,
everything.
I don't know, the launching of the book, which is going to be done by me and all of that, I realized that I would have spent a lot.
Yeah.
But this is what it means. Sometimes you have to tap into the lives of others.
Yeah.
Polish their potentials. Sometimes it's not just about money. You know, it's good to make profit, but it's not good to make over profit and then using others and then stomping on them. But it's good to make profit while helping others. They say we rise by lifting others. That is why Salon Writers was established.
I can say you have a good platform.
Yes.
And I hope you continue the good work.
Of course, by His grace. I mean, like I've had a lot of obstacles along the way.
I am here to help.
And you don't want to write undecided.
Come on.
I'm waiting for that piece, honestly.
I'm going to do that. So, this is one of the reasons why we don't have so many books written by Syrians.
Yes.
Because thinking about the funding, which is one, thinking about the platform that we encourage the idea, there are not so many. Yeah. You see somebody will write in book, but it was not edited in Sierra Leone
at all.
It was not published in Sierra Leone
at all.
It was done in another country, and he carried an aya and he begin to do the sales. So you see, I think in coming, in the future, we need more writing organization that will support writers when they have the ideas,
That's what we want to do as writers.
Think. Now we need more support. We need more people on board.
Yes, we actually open to having people who can tap into it, who can invest in salon writers.
It would be really nice.
That's what we pushing for. Nice. If we have any investor out there wants to invest in salon writers,
salon writers, they're on Facebook. On Instagram.
Yeah, we have an Instagram account. You can follow us and see.
It's a good platform. If you are a writer or a potential and inspiring writer, you love writing, everything about writing is your life. Man, you need to join Salon Writers because it will help you. Yeah, it will help you. Yeah. Words are powerful.
Yeah.
You read a line in a particular novel and you go cry. You go spoil your whole mood. You go feel emotional.
Have you read the
there was one book,
The Joy of Motherhood. Have you read that book?
The Joy of Motherhood, no.
The day I read that book, I cry. I was still the SS4 because we meet up SS4. When I read that book, like I literally cry.
And
throughout
there,
that
there
week.
was one novel where I read lately. You don't say small.
Okay.
It talk about the man be the try for express. If there was another wall way before say people in it die way age you come. He explains what kind thing there.
And
Yeah?
that's the power of
It's like for
writing.
it's like for explain how this we wall is stressful.
And if
How
people
you
are
dey
like, you don't know this,
suffer. Yes.
that's the power of
How you
writing.
read it. And when I read the thing at the ending, I was like, I wish that wall be there exist and I be there at that wall.
You know,
Imagine
for
how my life
Spanacle,
go there. Writing they make you imagine things where you
Yeah.
not ever imagine in
Yeah,
your life.
exactly.
It they take you mind to places. It they visualize them. It they
That's the
make you
thing about
thoughts. They
writing.
become powerful.
Yeah.
Even when you talk with people, yeah, they don't say this and sober
That's the
right
thing.
person.
And that let me create a link between writing and public speaking, since that's the topic we discussed. So the beauty of you being a better writer and you being a good public speaker is that when you write and you speak, you become powerful.
So
If
powerful.
you become powerful in the sense. Last time they will give me your speech. I have the way I use my words. I have the way I write my words. When I talk, I will able to touch you. My words will have impact on you. No doubt about it. Because I know for that's why when people say Obama is powerful, it's because Obama is a writer now.
Yeah, he's
Like,
a writer,
he's a writer.
and also a
He's a
public
good he's
speaker.
the one of the best
Yeah.
orators we have. Michelle Obama too. She's a writer. We
And
talk
this
about
man,
Chimamanda
something
Adichie
Morgan.
Ngozi.
Something Morgan.
Yes.
Yeah, is a
Morgan
is good.
Freeman also.
Yes, Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
That man is good, Sha.
I mean, like,
He's good.
people just, I don't know how salone we just can overlook. Now, make Nigerians, like, if you see the Nigerians, they are powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys just think that they are exceptional. It's not like they are more. There's a time they used to say that Sierra Leone is the most intelligent country in Africa. I was like, what's the intelligent we? And that we are not using our intelligence to ensure that we do the right things. And yet, the way we think say we intelligent pass, the Ghanaians, the Nigerians, they are doing better than us.
Yeah.
That because they get people where they support them, then they get perseverance, then get determination, they get consistency. One thing we lack is consistency.
Yeah, somebody could just grab
We want to do everything at the
today,
same time.
and it doesn't work like that.
No problem. We not get branding, we not get packaging. We lack a lot of things.
Yeah.
We get Nigerians, they only survive just being motivational speakers. Now they're better than before.
They talk.
Now they're better than before.
But when you go TikTok, you see a lot of short
Exactly.
videos.
Just that.
We have a lot of poets.
Exactly.
Spoken words.
Spoken word,
And sometimes
exactly.
when you listen to these spoken words, you break down.
But we
They
don't
touch your
know.
soul.
I mean, I don't know more, but
I don't know if they afraid aside the resources. So man really get talent when it comes to writing and public speaking.
I think this excuse of resources
Resources.
is not an excuse.
Well,
Successful
it's
people,
fear.
successful people, I think, where others see obstacles, they see opportunities.
Yeah.
They use obstacles into their advantage. So I mean that excuse I do not have a you have to start something.
Somewhere.
I'm not that kind of I'm not motivating somebody that yes, I'm not actually motivating somebody that I started a company with one city rice. So I'm actually saying that you can actually I started salon writers with absolutely nothing. It's not like we are making money. We're not making that money. Yeah. But you have to, that effort that you put every day.
Imagine you publish writings always.
Every day.
Every day.
It makes sense. It takes you closer and closer to the dream that when you just sit, and there is this saying that goes that if you have to crawl. But don't stop. As far as it takes you to your destination, keep crawling. So that is just how it is too. If you are crawling to go to your dream, don't say, because I cannot walk, I cannot crawl to my dream. So in essence, because you don't have your resources, so you cannot push yourself to your dreams and you have to sit and wait so the opportunities will come. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to put yourself out there.
Every day do motivational
exactly.
Posts, share and post.
Use like social media, use your own space.
Something interesting. And I don't know, we limit ourselves. We have the resources sometimes and we don't make use of it. So as we are ending, in as much as this discussion is so much nice, I see the public speaking in you is coming out.
Anyway,
you don't want us to end the podcast, but just give a brief, let me say a short advice to upcoming writers and public speakers.
Okay, so this is a reality to public speakers and writers. I did not wake up in the morning to be the best debater on campus. It took me time. and I failed.
I go watch
And I
another day.
failed.
Say, man, be
And I
tough.
failed. So this is the advice I give you. Winners are not those who do not fail. But winners are those who do not quit when they fail.
Wow.
So you have to stay in the game. You have to keep pushing. For every time you fail, you have to do it again and again and again. One day you shall win. So if you're a writer, keep writing and writing and writing. One day the world will get to know about your work, will get to read your work. And if you're a good public speaker and you think you have not mastered it very well, keep practicing every now and then. Stand in front of your mirror. Keep practicing. One day, a lot of people will give you a big round of applause.
Oh, thank you so much.
Welcome.
And one of the ways I got connected with MDK was through this podcast.
Yeah.
He watched my episode.
I was really interested.
He reached out to me like, I want to share my story, how I became the best debater on campus. And I was like,
I was really
I need to have you here.
People said I was never going to win the IDDC for mass comm until I leave the campus, and that was why I became even more determined. Challenge.
Wow! Congratulations once again.
It's God.
You can be like him.
You can do anything. Yeah.
You do some of these things we just said. So I hope you guys have learned a lot from this particular episode. You can be a good public speaker, a good writer, if only you stay consistent and think about all these things we've said. Till then, bye for now. I've been your host always, Lydia. Bye.